What's up, guys? Nebs here today, and finally I decided to do a class best perks, best gun, best setup video for you guys. And in Ghosts, like, this has never been more important, is to have a class set up for whatever game you're playing. Like, in every Call of Duty, ever since I've been playing, since professionally I've been playing Call of Duty, let's see, since probably World at War was my first actual, going through tournaments or actually earning money for playing Call of Duty. So in every Call of Duty, you should always have a class set up for a certain game type that you play the most. And in Ghosts, there's no difference here. I know that this game right now is, I don't know about you, but it makes me rage so hard at the stupidest crap that happens. But anyway, so what you want to do, if you guys have just started playing, you want to go to Create Soldier. And right now I only have 2 squads open, but this is actually on not my main account. Nebs 1. Now, the best gun that I use so far is the MR28. And I'll show you the setup I have right now with it. I have the thermal hybrid scope on it. Now, a lot of people say that this is for noobs, for scrubs, for stuff like that, and they're lying, because it actually does take skill to use this scope. Number one, you can press B to change it to a holographic sight. All right, you need to know when to use which scope at the right time. Like, you're not going to want to go into a close corridor with the IR scope activated, because it zooms in almost, I think it's either 4 times or 5 times in. So it's going to leave you at a disadvantage. So you're going to want to switch it to the holographic and give you that quick pinpoint accuracy that you're going to need when you're in close quarters. And even with the MR28, it is absolutely amazing in tight corridors, trust me. And as always, if you're not silencing your weapon, you better have a damn good reason for it, because a silencer on a map is probably the best thing you could ever go into a fight with. If they can't see you, they don't know where you are, and that's the number one thing that you need to remember when playing Call of Duty, ever. You need to be invisible constantly. And I mean, with the MR28, it gives you the built-in foregrip, which gives you just that little bit better of recoil. It just lowers it just slightest to where it's like shooting a magic wand and people die at the end of it. Seriously, if you haven't tried this gun out, try it. Even if you don't like semi-automatic weapons, this is in the marksman class. Put a silencer on it, put whatever scope you want in there, but I highly suggest using the thermal hybrid scope, because it just works so perfectly with this. And a lot of people are saying that silencer kills your damage. It only shortens your damage to range. So if you're doing a long range fight with an MR28, you're already doing a good amount of damage to that person. It's going to take probably 2 if it's lower to the head, or 3 to the body. So it's actually really, really good. And as you can see, this is my set out, and I use this in every game type. This is a good, solid class combination to use for any game type at all. So let's see here. No pistol, no lethal, no tactical. A lot of people are saying, what about nades, flashbang, stuff like that. I mean, we'll get to that. But really, what that all comes down to are your perks. Now, I told you about staying invisible, okay? And this is the most important thing ever with this combination of this gun. So basically, right now I have Ready Up, which brings your gun up faster when sprinting. When you're rushing a plant or you're rushing a flag, you need to be ready to shoot at a moment's notice. So this is extremely important. Also, on the go, reload by sprinting. I move fast. I'm constantly moving. On my team, I either play first up, point man, or I'm in the mid defense. So I need to constantly be moving around, back and back to points. So I need to be able to reload whenever I need. Blind Eye right now is something I'm using right now for challenges, and it also really does come in handy for what they call an Oracle systems. Sentries, not so much. I'm not seeing a lot of people using sentries. I don't know about you guys, but I've only seen maybe 3 or 4. Air support, choppers. What else? I believe it also makes you invisible to Trinity rockets and stuff like that. So, anything in the air, aircraft, stuff like that. And then, of course, the most important one I can't stress enough, off the grid. This makes you undetectable on the minimap by SATCOM and radar pings. So important. I'm not even joking. You need to run this. And in the combination with this and a silencer on your weapon, you're completely invisible. I mean, invisible. The only way they're going to find you is if they look on the map and they see, you know, their allies' crosshair. I mean, not crosshair, skull on the map, and you can even swap out here blind eye for takedown, no problem. Actually, I would suggest doing that. I'm only using blind eye right now, really to finish the challenge off. And then of course amplify. It makes if you're wearing headphones. Now I wouldn't suggest this too much if you're not wearing headphones, because it's a really hard effect to get across through TV speakers, but amplify really does help if you're wearing headphones especially. Me personally, I use the Triton Warheads and I can hear people coming a mile away. It is the best perk to use with headphones. Now you also want to silence your footsteps as well with where is it? I should have it actually. I don't know why. There it is, dead silence. You should also have that running as well. But like I said, I'm running blind eye right now just to finish the challenges out. Usually I would have dead silence on here, ready to go. Just like that, swapped it out. So now I'm completely silent, I'm completely invisible, and I can lift my gun up as fast as possible and reload on the move. And then of course I have focus, reduced weapon sway when aiming down the sights, and reduced flinch when hit. Now this is really important in Call of Duty. Not a lot of people know this, but when you're getting shot, your gun jumps up, and when you're shooting, your bullets are literally going up and away from your target. And a lot of people rage and like, I was shooting right at that guy. You're getting shot, you're flinching. The flinch effect has been around for a long time, and you're missing every shot that you're taking while you're getting shot. Do this and it will reduce it significantly. Trust me, it is one of the better perks on here. Now, you know, you see all these other ones. I've unlocked most of these on my other account, and I'm not gonna say that they're worthless, because they're definitely come in handy in certain situations. But right now, that's basically almost the perfect ninja setup. I mean, you could definitely swap out, you know, either your the one handling perk for, you know, you want to put the takedown on there, or you want to use blind eye, or even incog, which a lot of people use this. But the thing is, they use this, but they don't combo it up with off the grid, and so it doesn't make any sense to do that in the first place. It really doesn't, because I still see people on the thermal scope. They're still completely obvious to me. Motion sensors are completely worthless in my opinion. They are trash, literally. We'll get to that equipment later. Hardline is really good, especially if you play assault. It gets you to those kill streaks. Well, I'm not even calling them kill streaks, but point streaks faster. And trust me, in this game, when you die from a bullet out of nowhere, it's really important. Gambler is you're gonna just overall, if you just have one slot left and you don't know what to do with it, you don't want to choose something else, just go with that, and it'll give you a random perk every single time. And then it'll also show you, you know, different kind of perks, and ones that you might like and ones that you don't like so much. So it really does help. And of course, if you're playing like, let's say, domination, anything that way you need to hold points down or hold areas down, you want extra equipment. Now, I would suggest going with the lethal more, especially if you're playing, like I said, search and destroy or search and rescue, because then you can throw down an IED on both plants, and you can just walk away and let that do the defending for you, or at least let you know that there's someone over there. It really does come in handy. A scavenger, of course. The thing is about scavenger, all right? Now, I've said this a lot to my teammates. Scavenger is dead, in my opinion. It really is, because you do not live long enough for the most time. Sometimes you do have those rare moments when you run out of ammo. Don't get me wrong, but you do not live long enough for this to really come in handy. If it was a one slot, no problem. Okay, I would slap it on there on my other classes when I just need to keep picking up ammo constantly. But a two slot, really, when I could be putting in something like, you know, either the sleight of hand, or, you know, agility, or just something else much more useful. So yeah, so that right there is the Invis class. It will keep you completely invisible for the SATCOMs, and they can't hear you, and you'll be able to react at a moment's notice. Now, you can combo that together with either support or assault. Now, this is the default. Not the default. I don't think that's the default one. Usually, if you just started the game, you come with SATCOM, ammo crate, and then I believe Oracle. What I do for my team, I've always done this throughout my years of Call of Duty. I run UAV, which is the SATCOM, and then counter UAV, which is the ground jammer, and then we switched up in Black Ops 2 with, like, let's say the what was it called? I can't remember right now. The orbital VSAT. Okay, so you know that just lets I like having the map awareness. That is the number one most important thing to me, is map awareness. Constantly knowing where the enemy is going, how they're moving, and what they're doing. So even though that there's nothing that really amounts to an orbital VSAT besides combining four SATCOMs together, which if you do that, if you coincide 4 of these together with your teammates at once, it will bring you an orbital VSAT and a constant feed of the entire map, and you get to see which way they're pointing, where they're going. And that's only if you have a team of 4 people that will constantly be able to do that and actually work with you on that. It's hard to do. Very important to do that though. I make all my teammates run SATCOM. It's important to constantly keep having that out on the map. Let's see. And then ground jammer, I love taking out their SATCOMs. I love it. It's definitely not as good as, like, say, counter UAV or anything like that, but even the SATCOM isn't as good as UAV. So yeah. The Oracle, see, I have a love-hate thing with this. The Oracle, you can see them behind walls, behind cover, but see, the thing is that it just pulsates. It's not a constant feed. So you'll get it, like, I think it's every 10 seconds, I believe, or every 8 seconds or something like that. It'll pulsate and it'll show them for about 2 seconds. Which is sometimes good for just knowing that they're right there, they went that direction, you just saw them there. Don't get me wrong, it's cool. I've actually swapped it out for a while with the Odin. The Odin is really, really good, and I'll tell you why. Number one, you can drop smoke on locations for your allies, be it domination points, or you could even smoke out the enemy, and they can't see where they're going, what they're doing, who they're shooting at. If you have a team running thermal scopes and you smoke out the enemy, they can see them, but the enemy can't see your teammates. That's actually a really cool thing to coincide with. And then you can also drop an AI Juggernaut onto the map. No lie, you can drop them straight down wherever you want. You can even drop him down on points to defend it. He spawns with a pistol and a riot shield, and he will kill enemies, and he will whip out that riot shield if you're behind him, and he can tank for you. I've done it plenty, and people that are playing nowadays have no idea that it's just AI doing it. They think it's an actual person, and they'll shoot at him first, guarantee you. Also, you can drop 2 care packages within the lifespan of the Odin, and these are random. They will include, you know, from SATCOMs to Helo Scouts to Night Owls to even, you know, the what were they called, the Chem Strikes. Which, if you haven't seen a Chem Strike, I've dropped probably 3 of those so far, and they are amazing. You can only get them in care packages, and it's just the best thing ever. Now, you can also, which is, like I said, one of the most important things to me, is mark and flash enemies. Now, when you mark and flash them, you mark their location, plus you basically flashbang them. So now they can't see, and they're marked. So now your allies can see them, and they have no idea who they're aiming at. Now, see, the thing is about the Odin, though, is that you have to take control of it. So you're up there for probably, I would say, 30 seconds to maybe 40 seconds controlling this thing. So you're completely vulnerable. You can't do anything. You can't go to a point on the map and take over that, or you know, give physical on the map support with your weapon. But you also have the Odin at your disposal. I use it. It is sometimes difficult to get to, even though it is support. Sometimes you run out of time to get it or even use it. And then you also have to be careful not to drop care packages to the enemy. Now, there's a good thing to do with this is to drop care packages and then drop your Juggernaut around the care packages, and then keep smoking it and tell your teammates where you're dropping them, even though they can see them on the map. So that way you have someone defending it constantly, and then we can't just go up and take it without getting killed or killing the Juggernaut. So it does buy your team time. Also, I have done a little experimenting with the Helo Scout. Now, this thing, it sounds cool, don't get me wrong, it really does, and it really is cool when you do it, but after the third time you run this, and the Helo Scout's out, basically what happens is that you go up into a helicopter and you can control it wherever you go. You can move it around the map, spin it around, but you're a sniper on the side of it with, I think, I can't remember what it is, the Lynx, I believe, sniper rifle, something like that. And this sniper rifle basically kills people in one hit, unlike, I mean, basically every sniper rifle in this game hits everyone for one hit and they're dead. But, you can snipe them. I think it's unlimited ammunition, very shallow clip though, so you do have to constantly keep reloading if you keep missing. You just snipe targets from up above, you can see them, but you can also be sniped out or shot out, which is really dumb. I think it's really stupid, but I mean, they have to balance it somehow. So, I mean, if you just sit up there, keep sniping everyone the entire time that's up there, then whatever, I guess that's a bad thing. But, and then it'll drop you down wherever it's hovering at. It's really cool, it looks badass, you think you're badass until you get shot, basically. But yeah, you can basically, the whole support and assault packages, you can really custom tailor to your playstyle. I know I've played a lot with the Night Owl. It's really good. It does give you constant feedback. Some of these are really kind of stupid, like the Maul's, the free fire shoulder mounted rocket launcher. It's just, what am I gonna do with that? And then of course Juggernaut Recon. Excuse me, I'm yawning. Anyways, but right now I'll probably be rocking, between either Odin and Oracle for sure. And of course you can always sacrifice one and then go with that kind of point streak, and then I mean that's cool, whatever, if you're that kind of person and you don't want to have a SATCOM to drop and have where the enemy is, then that's up to you. But like I said, if you want to go with Assault with it, now Assault's a different story, okay, because you're gonna die and you're probably not gonna make it to this. Now this is the default one. You get a SATCOM to the dog, which the dogs are really good, don't get me wrong, and then the Juggernaut Maniac. Now Assault, like I said, it's iffy. Really what I would do, I would actually probably get rid of the Maniac and, no, not the Loki, and go with the Griffin. Griffin is really, really cool. You guys should check this out. Basically, if you remember the Dragonfire drone from Black Ops 2, it's sort of like that, except it marks targets for detonation, so boom boom. And then basically you fly it. Or you could also go for the Vulture, and this thing follows you around. It's basically like a dog in the air, pretty much. And also a Sentry Gun. These have some really good ones for defending points, like the Sentry Gun is really good for defending points, or if suddenly the enemy starts taking 2 flags at once, you could drop a Trinity Rocket on them, or even you can run Maniac and then not even use the Maniac to get kills, go and take points as a Maniac. You have increased armor, you can sit there and take as much damage as you need until you take over that point, and even survive and then go to another one. And then of course you can get either a Battle Hind, and then you can pilot the 72X into battle, and then of course you have the Loki. So, and then also the IMS is really good too. It's basically like a Claymore system. It shoots out explosives and it'll kill enemies. Plant this on search and rescue points or domination flags or blitz points or anything like that, and it will do its best at defending it, or at least letting you know there's someone over there before the announcer says there's someone over there. So yeah, and then the specialist is, don't do the specialist. I'm just telling you right now. I mean, you earn more and more perks as you go through. I mean, it's cool. It's a cool concept. It just makes you feel badass. You're rolling with like 12 some odd perks at one time, or 14 perks at sometimes, and then you're just going fucking bananas on people with all these perks. You reload super fast, and you have unlimited sprint, and you're just going crazy. But I mean, it's awesome, don't get me wrong, but I like having equipment to throw out there. So, but anyways, that's the first one. This is, like I said, the ninja setup with the perks, and then the MR28. The MR28, please give this gun a chance, people. It is amazing. I'm giving you a secret here. I don't want anyone using this, but by all means, use it. It's beautiful. It executes perfectly. Use it with whatever sight you want to, but I highly recommend at least giving the thermal hybrid scope a chance. It's really, really good. Now, let's see, the second loadout that I use the most is the Vector CRB with almost the same setup. You can swap out the MR28 with the Vector and a silencer, and then use basically the same setup. Now I changed one of these currently, the FP6, okay, with the muzzle brake, and then I combined it with an M9A1, and I just did a throwing knife for shits and giggles, but really it's the IED. Now the perks, I had just changed these. Now what you want to do, this is really good, okay, for a domination game. You don't even want to put off the grid on. You can either put not reflex, where is it? Not reload while sprinting. We want sleight of hand, agility, and marathon. And then we have still a 2 slot. Now you can either go with an extra lethal and then have 2 IEDs to throw down, or you can have hardline. Because when you're running with this shotgun, literally you have probably a 80% chance to kill them in one burst if you're close enough. Trust me. But you know, I'll even rock Reflex. Reflex is really good at swapping between the pistol and the shotgun, because you see, if you're battling multiple opponents, you just ran out of ammo in that shotgun, or you can't cock it fast enough, even though you have sleight of hand, you whip out the pistol super quick, knock them out, no problem. And then of course I rock my assault strike package with that. So and you can play with this as much as you want, but like I said, this is the loud one, just going super crazy, playing domination, running as fast as I can, getting to points as fast as I can. And then of course, you know, if you didn't want to, you could take out the reflex and then put on extra lethal, have 2 IEDs to throw down on plants, and then basically those are defending for you until you can get there. So those are really good. What else? I have another gun that I was liking a lot. I'm really big on the marksman rifles. I've always been good with the M14. The MK14 EBR is iffy in this game. Sometimes it's not consistent enough. It'll kill, and then the next round it won't do shit. I don't know what it is. It just isn't consistent. The MR28 has almost never failed me in a game. I always go positive with it. It's just an amazing weapon. The IA2, which I've used on my other account, it's a good gun. It is, but it's definitely not as good as the MR28. Some people will prefer it. I don't, because it's just, I don't know, it's just not as good as the MR28. You look at the stats, and the accuracy on this is much better. The damage is a little higher, and the range is a little higher on this. The fire rate's faster in this, but mobility is the same all along all 4 of these. I haven't even used the SVU. It's just not my kind of gun. I might try it sooner or later, but I've never liked it in other games. So I stay away from these fucking light machine guns. One day I will rock the chainsaw. One day, just to look badass in Juggernaut armor or something. I have tried the melee, but I thought it'd be like the M60 from Black Ops, which was an amazing gun. It's not, trust me. I stay away from sniper rifles completely, because I don't agree with getting shot one time with a sniper rifle almost no matter where they hit me. I've even watched them shoot me in the foot and I'm down. That makes no sense. Infinity Ward, fix this. If you're gonna shoot me in one hit, it should be probably like closer up to my tits, or hit me in the head. That should be a one-shot kill, not anywhere they feel like it. So just put my point out there. I know a lot of people love sniper rifles. They love quick scope 360 no scopes, but that's not my thing. Shotguns, like I said, the P6 is really good. It's a pump action, but really good damage. The Bulldog is actually really good too. It's a really fast, high rate of fire, so it puts out a lot of shots, but you'll be reloading constantly, so you want to make sure you have sleight of hand with the Bulldog. Assault rifles, okay. AK-12, really good gun, especially with a red dot or a holographic. Really good. You guys should try this. The Honey Badger is really good because you don't even have to throw a silencer on there, so you can put 2 other ones on there, no problem. Amazing. The Remington R5, I'm not big on it. It's kind of like there's 2 guns that are kind of like the Bushmaster, or Bush, whatever it was called, and God, what was that? Was that mod 2? Was it mod 2? I can't remember. Anyways, and they are ARX, which is kind of like the same thing. SC2010, it's a steady rifle. It's the default rifle to start it with. It's pretty much like kind of like your M16. And then the FAD is trash. The MSBS is the 3-round burst. It's actually pretty good. let's see, the Honey Badger. I highly recommend out of the assault rifles. For my top 3, it would definitely be number 1 would be AK-12, Honey Badger, and then the MSBS. But remember, it's a 3-round burst, so don't be surprised. You can always put a, I think you can put a rate of fire thing on there if you'd like. Combat knife, you know. I mean, does that really need explaining? And then, of course, your submachine guns. Okay, the Vepr, that's a really good gun. People say it's not, but it is. It has tons of ammo in the clip, ready to go, no bullshit. Slap a silencer or a muzzle brake on this thing, and it is ready to kill. The Vector, best SMG, I feel like it's the UMP. I'm just saying. I feel like it's the UMP. The MTAR shouldn't be in here. It's an assault rifle, but it's still good. The Bison is okay. It's just okay. The CBJ, I have tried it. I haven't done a lot with it, but I feel like it's kind of like the PP2000 or the Mac 11. It's decent. It is decent. And also, it does come with those armor-piercing tungsten rounds right out the gate. So, and of course, you have the riot shield. But let's see. You know, you're going for a more of assault premise. So you either want to go with an assault rifle or a nice submachine gun. Right now, we'll go ahead and go with the AK-12, and then I love a red dot, and then throw a silencer on there. You don't even have to have a pistol. I mean, you don't really need one. And then you can put a precision sight on it, change your sights up. You know, this is just personal preference. Whatever, you know, your camo on there. And of course, you know, the perks. Let's see, for a better assault, instead of just being able to run forever, a better assault would probably not reload on the go, not that either. If you want to rock a silencer on this, like I said, you want to rock off the grid. You don't have to rock amplify or dead silence or anything like that. Not marathon either. You don't need reflex because you don't have a secondary. What I would do is do an extra lethal. You also want to do hardline probably. So right there you're looking at your weapons ready to faster after sprinting. You can faster reloading. You don't even actually have to have that. You have a 2-slot, and you can throw in whatever you want. You can throw in dead silence for shits and giggles. Recon is trash unless you rock. You could do recon and this, and then use frag grenades, because if you're throwing frag grenades and the enemy gets hit by them but doesn't die, it'll show them through the wall, which is cool, I guess. But it's not my cup of tea, you know, because once you run out of 2 nades, you just ran out of 2 nades. I would go ahead and put probably a limited sprint on there. So that's the assault class. That way you stay silenced and you're off the grid. They don't have no idea where you are, unless they throw out an oracle on your ass, which, I mean, is few in the many. Not many people throw that out. I maybe see like four of those during my regular play sessions, which last for God knows when. So now you're running as long as you need to. You're getting there before the enemy does. And you can react quickly, reload. Oh, you can't reload and go, sorry, it was highlighted. You have two nades or whatever you want to use for your lethal, or you can even rock, you know, extra equipment and then take no damage for falling, or like I said, do the gambler, or even go extra stealth and do takedown so they don't see the X's on the map, which I would actually do. But like I said, I think explosives would be better for an assault oriented, and then either use nades or whatever you want for that, personal preference. So yeah, right now those are just the simple, straightforward assault stealth classes. I can do a defend class if you like. We can do the Amelie. It's got a good amount of ammo in it. Can put on a tracker sight, but I fucking hate this thing. I hate tracker sights. They suck so bad. It's when you aim with it, it literally blurs out the complete surroundings of everything. You can't see shit. Trust me, it's bad. So you can use a thermal hybrid scope with this. Just because you also have that holographic on there, it's good. You can use it, switch it back and forth. The VMR sight is, that's good too. If you want to go for the basic, I would definitely either go with the holographic or the ACOG for the Amelie, and then put a muzzle brake on it. And you can either go the extra mile and put, you know, you can put the shotgun under there or the grenade launcher. Really, what I would say is put a foregrip on it, or you can put extended mags or armor piercing. Do not put rapid fire on this thing. Do not put rapid fire on it. Trust me, you don't. This thing already has enough recoil as it is. You're going to need to compensate for that rapid fire with the foregrip, and it's not going to be a fun day for you because you're missing out on something just to shoot super fast. So I don't suggest that. Put the muzzle brake on there, and then put a sight on there. Right now, we'll just put the tracker sight on there for shits and giggles. And then for as I said, you're defending. So I would go ahead and stick with the IEDs. Use the extra equipment. You don't need hardline. Don't use hardline. You want support. You can go with an ammo crate to keep ammo constantly for yourself and also get yourself a secondary weapon. That's really good too. I would almost either rock ballistic vests or a night owl for your top one, because a night owl will follow you around and it'll detect people for you so you can see them before they're getting to you. So that's a really good one to do as well. Like I said, you're there to defend, constantly defend, or you can even set yourself up to become a Juggernaut recon. Basically, you just like your final evolution. You're ready to rock and roll. So yeah, that's a good defend class. Don't use assault with that. Like I said, your support. So you should be rocking support. Perk wise, now this is the thing. You're not going to be sprinting around if you're doing defending, like if you're playing Blitz or Search and Rescue. So technically, you really don't need Ready Up. So you can get rid of that. You don't need Marathon, so you can go ahead and get rid of that. Now what you do need, if you're going to use a light machine gun, you need sleight of hand. You don't need reload and go. You keep your extra lethal. You almost might want to keep off the grid, because if they're running SATCOMs, you don't want them to know where you are at that moment defending that point. So that's a really good one to use. You can use the Amplify and Dead Silence combination, and so you'll hear them coming beforehand. Like I said, it's going to take up a lot of space, so you're going to have to swap out. You're going to have to swap out something here. Do not get rid of sleight of hand. Do not get rid of your extra lethals. So you could even, I want to say you could probably use Scavenger for this, because then you could swap out your ammo crate and your strike packages and use it for something else, because you're constantly picking up ammo anyways. That's a good thing to go for. You don't really need hardline. You're using support, so you'll get there eventually anyways, hopefully at least. So what I would do, you're defending, regenerate health faster is good for defense. That's a good one. Don't do that. Focus, there you go. You want focus. Like I said, off the grid takes up 3. So if we take 3, we only have room for 1 more. So we can either get 2 2s, 1 3, and then a 1. So you don't need reflex, you're not swapping anything, you don't need marathon. I would do, for the best defend, I would go ahead and do off the grid, because it's really important to me. Oh man, take no frost, you don't need that. You're not going to be doing a lot of climbing. You can either do Gambler or your extra equipment, but the thing is that you can't equip a tactical now. So it's hard to say. It really is. You could do, the best thing to do, I think, was either Ready Up. Ready Up would probably be your best chance to go for. I would say so. Either that or on the go, because if you're using a light machine gun and you're reloading, it's going to take a long time to reload that, so you might be caught sprinting. So you can swap out either one of those for it. Like I said, if you just want to go completely loud and balls to the wall, then you can do 2 2s, which is perfectly fine. I would even do, like I said, the Dead Silence combo, so that way you know they're coming. So there you go, guys. Right now, those are the 3 basic, assault, stealth, and defend combos. If you guys need anything else, you want any other tips, let me know, and I will do whatever I can for you. Just drop it down in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and then let me know what you guys are liking so much out of Ghost.